and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Monday, August 11th. We begin in Indianapolis, where the City County Council is set to take a final vote on extending the curfew for young people. The councilor proposed the new curfew after a mass shooting downtown on July 5th that left 2 people dead. Police have already been enforcing the new hours. Since then, they say there have been no major problems involving young people downtown. If the council approves it, young people between 15 and 17 would have to be off the streets after 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and after 9 p.m. the rest of the week. For people under 15, the curfew would be after 9 p.m. daily. Also at tonight's council meeting, Mayor Joe Hogsett will propose his budget for the next fiscal year. The mayor's office says the budget will not contain a tax increase and will continue what the mayor calls key investments in public safety, infrastructure, and housing. The mayor is set to present that budget tonight. The meeting is set for 7 o'clock at the City County building. Metro Police say they believe a family disturbance led to a shooting on the east side that left a man dead. It happened just after 8:30 last night at a home on Oak Avenue near South Arlington. The Marion County Coroner's Office identified the victim as 32-year-old Teddy Burrell Chappell. Police did take a person of interest into custody, but they have since been released. A man is dead after police say he was stabbed just east of downtown. The Coroner's Office identified him as 39-year-old Jesus Estrada. Officers found Estrada wounded just before 7 last night in an alley along North State Street near Washington. IMPD says he later died at a hospital. Investigators say they think an argument led to that stabbing. As of now, police do not have any suspects. Today is moving day for people living in a homeless encampment in Fountain Square. And just a few hours from now, the city says crews will start to clear out the area. My teammate's Kyla Russell reports.
Most of them don't have a plan, and if they do have one, it's just to move their tent to another spot in the city.
And it's mostly moved, but this is my 2-room tent.
I want you to meet Heather Drummond. Here, is this your bed?
This is my bed. I got pallets under here and a foam pad here.
We caught up on Sunday as she was packing up and getting ready to move to her next spot. Still on the street.
I've gotten most of my stuff moved already, and I've got like 1 trip left to go. So I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I'm out of here tonight, and it's gonna be much quieter where I sleep.
She's lived here in Fountain Square for 3 months, but the city posted a letter a few weeks ago saying the camp was permanently closing Monday, August 11th. The notice listed resources like the Homeless Initiative Program, or HIP, meant to help people like Drummond find a home.
They took our names. They promised 10 of us on the street. None of us have heard anything from HIP, who told me a short time ago they were temporarily closed.
With hours left until the deadline, I counted 17 tents still standing near the intersection of Virginia Ave and Leonard Street. I spoke to 11 people. Only 2 of them have found a real roof to go over their head. The other 9 are joining Drummond and moving to other spots in the city, like Kenneth Washington. He just moved his stuff closer to Lucas Oil Stadium.
My plan is, I'm already gone. My friend, he's the last one, and 1, 2. My plan is to get all my people off this end, out of here tonight.
Some that have found housing came back Sunday afternoon to help people pack up their tents. 65-year-old Ricky Loy was able to get an apartment after 7 months on the street.
A lot of these people are handicapped and can't do it on their own. And I stayed out here with this group. I was up front, though, like the first tent. And I met a lot of friends down through here by being out here. And this lady right here has got a lot of disabilities, and she can't do this on her own.
The homelessness rate in Indianapolis is up 7% from last year, according to the latest numbers from the city's point-in-time count. In June, city leaders announced a new initiative aimed at ending homelessness in the city by 2028. People here don't think it will happen.
It never happened. Then you stretch it out, and the next thing you know it, never happened.
I just do the best I can out here, and I try not to burden anybody.
I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
In Washington, D.C., President Trump is making a pledge to tackle crime and homelessness. This after he directed federal law enforcement agencies to increase their presence in the nation's capital for at least 7 days. Numbers from D.C. police show that violent crime in the city is down 26% from last year. But President Trump's announcement came after the news that a former staffer for his Department of Government Efficiency was the victim of a recent carjacking attempt.
We've got to get the mayor to run this city properly. This city has to be run. I have the right to take it over.
If the priority is to show force in an American city, we know he can do that here. But it won't be because there's a spike in crime.
That was D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser you just heard from there. She says the federal government could be more helpful by funding more prosecutors in the city or by filling the 15 vacancies on the D.C. Superior Court. Let's talk sports. The Colts are sticking with the original plan and say Daniel Jones will start at quarterback in this Saturday's preseason game at home against the Green Bay Packers. Head coach Shane Steichen says Jones will start and play the first couple of series, and Anthony Richardson will play the rest of the first half. Richardson started the first preseason game last week against the Ravens, but dislocated his right pinky during the second quarter. Steichen says Richardson is okay to play after returning to practice. The Indiana Fever have signed guard Odyssey Sims to a hardship contract. Sims played 12 games this season with the LA Sparks before the team released her last month. The Fever qualified for a hardship after losing Sidney Colson and Ari McDonald to season-ending injuries last week. The team also remains without Caitlin Clark due to her groin injury. The Fever play host to the Dallas Wings at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tomorrow night. When it comes to the weather, it's been a hot and steamy weekend, and that pattern will likely continue into the new week. Meteorologist Ryan Morse has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
We're at 78 degrees, 1 degree warmer than yesterday at this point. Elsewhere, 76 in Columbus, 78 in Bloomington, and 75 in Kokomo. Temperatures already getting closer and closer to our average high of 85 degrees, and sustained winds 5 to 10 miles an hour right now. Going to hold that wind speed and direction through much of today. So as we're looking at the broad pattern, here's Storm Tracker kind of showing that system we were just talking about in Milwaukee. It extends down to Kansas. It's more of a trough or wind shift line as opposed to a front, but it's basically been stalled out the last couple of days. It hasn't been moving, meaning showers and storms have been firing up on the same areas over and over again. It will start to dive off to the south and east into our area for tomorrow and Wednesday. So that's why we're going to have scattered rain chances entering our forecast. Today, mostly sunny, becoming partly cloudy, dry, near 90 degrees for the high. Average high for this time of year is 85 degrees. Most spots getting to 90, especially south of I-70. 89 in Kokomo, 88 in Muncie, and 89 in Fort Wayne. But looking ahead, we're going to be timing out those rain chances. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're not in a risk of severe weather, but that's really the only relief we're going to see this week, because even after those storm chances go by, we're in for some hotter temperatures later on this week, near 90 degrees going into the weekend. I'll be talking about some of these weather headlines coming up in my full forecast.
To get a peek at Ryan's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Monday, August 11th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.